Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.
Nefretery Nancy Marin is the first woman to form and lead a political party in Belize. She is also a businesswoman, author, environmentalist, model, and beauty queen. Marin and her family operate an Ostrich farm and restaurant in Georgeville in the Cayo District, and that is where our team met up with her. We will have our conversation after this break to hear from our partners, The Barry, Silkgrass Farms, Del Martin, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
Count on you, count on one and all. This stuff for you, that for me, this stuff for we. This stuff for you, that for me, this stuff for we. Love and respect one another.
The Barry is your one-stop store of choice. We have an array of electronics and accessories to keep you connected. Your home will be the envy of your friends when you choose from a wide variety of household appliances. We can help you dress the entire family in style and comfort with our selection of clothing and footwear. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, Belmopan, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari, get more, pay less.
At Silkgrass Farms, we believe in more than just growing food. We're cultivating a future. Across 9,000 acres in the foothills of the Maya Mountains, our family of farms grows a vibrant array of crops: coconuts, citrus, cacao, watermelons, avocados. But our mission goes beyond harvests. Through sustainable agriculture, we are not just growing crops, we're strengthening ecosystems and reversing the impacts of climate change. Silkgrass Farms is a part of a global movement, transforming modern food systems into living stories of nutrition, nature, and people. From our fields to your table, every product tells a story of health and hope for the future.
Orange Walk, the future is brighter. Since Kevin Bernard became your representative, progress has never stopped, with Plan Belize 2.0 leading the way. In Palmar, 2 main roads have been paved. The main road that passes through Tower Hill Village has been paved, connecting our community. In Tan Pine Ridge, the entire road has been paved, a major step forward. And every month, new roads are being paved in Orange Walk East. Kevin Bernard is committed to building a stronger Orange Walk East, one road at a time. Together, we're moving forward. Kevin is the people's champion.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.
We're in Georgeville in the Cayo District, and talking to someone who I have known for quite some time, since the 90s really. I first met her when she took part in the Miss Asterio Amor pageant. As a matter of fact, she even won the pageant and became Miss Asterio Amor, and then helped to coordinate the pageant for some years after, and then started her own pageant because she's a business person, she's an innovator, and she's also a politico as well, right? So Nefretery Nancy Marin, maiden name Juan, right? Thanks for having me here at your site, at your place, right? I know you're into ostrich rearing and all sort of innovative things. So we want to get into all of this, right? So let's start from the beginning, Nefretery. Let's start your formative years.
Well, Chief, I'm happy to have you guys here. It's an honor, and yes, we go way, way back. How this all started, well, I grew up on the farm. This farm used to be a cattle ranch when my grandfather migrated from Lebanon. He bought this property, and I then inherited from him. But we only started working on the farm 10 years ago, developed the farm, and started doing ostriches 3 years ago. So I'm familiar with the landscape. I grew up as a farmer. It's nothing new to me, but ostrich is new to the country and very innovative, very challenging. We've had our share of struggles, but I think we're in a good place now and moving forward.
And I'm looking forward to meeting the ostriches that you might have here, or you have here.
Yes.
Right? Just don't put me to ride one though, because I don't know if I can, if I could handle that, right?
I don't know if you're gonna ride one, but you're gonna eat some.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to all of that too. But let's go back to those formative years now. You grew up on the farm, you said. Let's talk a bit about your schooling and what life was like for you on a day-to-day basis.
But life on the farm, I always believe it was the best time of my life. The times that I got to spend with my grandfather. He was a very wise man, very, very good cattle rancher. He was one of the largest cattle ranchers in the area. And I was very lucky to inherit all of his friends. So his old friends are my friends now. I was very lucky for that. But yeah, I grew up in Georgeville. I was the only little girl running around with all the cowboys here, and I couldn't have asked for a better upbringing, and I couldn't have asked for a better role model than my grandfather, both of them, to be honest. I went to school in Sacred Heart at San Ignacio, and then went to Sacred Heart High School for 2 years, and then I had to leave. Long story. And then I ended up graduating high school at Mount Carmel with Father John. Then I went to LA. I did journalism actually for my first year in college at LA Trade Technical, and then my job took me to Honduras, where I finished university and I graduated in international relations and diplomacy with a licenciatura.
Now, I first met you when you went for the contest, Mrs. Terramore pageant that our company was organizing. Maybe, and I mentioned it in the beginning, but it's better to hear it from you, your version of how things actually went and how you got connected with the pageant and what it felt like for you being a part and becoming Mrs. Terramore.
It was actually Joe Balona that invited me to the pageant, and I was fresh out of high school, but Joe was a family friend.
Yes.
And he invited me. That was actually the first pageant I ever participated in, Chief. It was a very beautiful experience. I loved that it had a Latin context. I had always identified myself more with the Latin culture. So that was very different from any other pageant that I have ever participated in. I've done a few in my lifetime. But it was very good. I think the team made us feel very encouraged, very welcome. And I did learn a lot. It was my first time on a big stage. And I learned from the best public speaking from you guys.
And you helped to coordinate pageants after that, the successive pageants of Mrs. Terramore after your reign.
Yes, I worked with Miss Alma, very close with Miss Alma and with Joe, of course, to coordinate, to help train the girls, chaperone them all around, doing the photo shoots and everything. It was a beautiful experience. I always looked forward after that. I had gone abroad, and I always looked forward to come back during the time of Terramore. I always took a couple weeks to be back in Belize to do that. Yeah, it was that important to me.
Now, you said you did your university studies abroad. You came back to Belize after graduation, or you worked for a while in the United States?
I came back to Belize. I worked all through my college years. I did commercial modeling in the U.S. and in Honduras. I worked the Toyota campaign in Latin America. That's how I fell in love with South America. But when I graduated in Honduras, I was doing an internship for the Carlos Flores campaign, the presidential campaign. And that's when I met, for the second time in my life, Mr. Ralph Fonseca, and he invited me to come back and join them and work with them. So I worked under him, learned a lot from him, learned to respect him a lot. Even his shortcomings, I had to learn to respect. But you can't teach a man that knows everything. So we had our head box. I still to this day appreciate what he had done for me. In fact, when I won the Cover Model International, and my father didn't want me to go back to the States to do commercial modeling, it was Mr. Ralph Fonseca and Joe Mena that I called to help me. And those two men paid my way and helped me to go back. And so I owe the short modeling career that I had, I really owe it to those two gentlemen.
As you know, the Honorable Ralph Fonseca passed recently, so our condolences to his family and to all who knew him. Again, as we talk about him and the role he played in your life, because he certainly played a positive role in the lives of many Belizeans, right? So
The legend lives on.
yeah, the legend lives on. The work he did.
Yes.
Now, Nancy, you did a modeling career, and you were very successful at your modeling career, modeling for Toyota, modeling for the president of Honduras, and that sort of thing. How did all that mold you into the person you eventually became?
The modeling made me very comfortable in crowds, in front of the camera. Coming from a small country like Belize, when I hit LA, and I remember the first day I went into the workshop, they were having a workshop for Cover Model International, and I was one of the finals. Chief, I walked into the room and there was high fashion models and commercial models in two separate rooms. I made the mistake to walk into the high fashion. Feel like fish out of water. I was the smallest person, and it was different. Luckily, somebody rescued me and said, "You belong in the other room." But coming from a country like Belize to have that kind of exposure, it was exciting. But also, I felt like I didn't know that world. That world was foreign to me. I grew up on a ranch. I didn't grow up on a stage or in front of a camera. But I became very familiar very fast, and I think that molded me to become the person that I am, that can face the public and face a camera without being shy or anything like that.
The person that you are, you're a strong woman because you always expound your belief. You put your beliefs out there, and you push for what you want to achieve. At what stage of your life did you realize that is what you would be, that you'll be what you are today?
I will have to go back to my childhood, Chief. My grandfather was a man that was always involved politically behind the scenes. So I met earlier in my childhood people like Theodoso Choa, Joseph Andrews, Honorable Judge Price at my grandfather's house. They would come to Cayo and be there. And unlike the rearing of other children or the discipline of other children, my grandfather never told me, go to the other room. He always said, come sit next to me. And in adult conversation, in political business conversation, he would always ask me what I thought. So from early, I had to be thinking on my feet and have a response. Whether it's a wrong answer, the correct answer didn't matter, as long as you can formulate your own opinion. So that is how I was raised, to have to think and to have to vocalize what you think. And that was important to me, to keep that. I think that is why I am who I am. And that is how I raise my children as well, to have an opinion.
So from modeling to politics, well, you also organize your own pageant, right? The Miss Rainforest. Let's talk about Miss Rainforest before we move on.
you guys inspired me so much in Nefretery. I fell in love with pageantry. A lot of people think that it's vain and it's all of that, but it's a different quality of people that can get involved in pageantry. I love the cultural exchange when I started going to international pageants. And at the time, Belize didn't have an international pageant. And I always think Belize should have everything that every other country has. So I decided, all right, well, I will invite those girls that I met in the, we met in Miss Teenage World, Miss Tourism Universe, which I won in Brazil. And then in other pageants around Miss Universidad Continental, all of those things, I invited those girls to come back. I made network with the agencies of the girls, and then I organized my own pageant here. With the support of you and your team at Love FM, you guys joined in with me. And for all the years we did Miss Rainforest, I think we got to the last year we did 16 countries, which was huge. But the sponsorship is hard to get. At the time, government was giving more than half of the funding that we needed, and then we changed administration, and that funding was dead. When that dried up, it just killed the pageant. So I sent it to Dominican Republic, where it still is there.
So tell me about that title you won in Brazil.
Miss Tourism Universe. Yes, that was in 1997. That was a long time ago. After Mrs. Seramar. I remember them coming in to tell us that it was 30,000 tickets they had sold. And we all got really nervous. It was the biggest stage that I stood on. And then I won Miss Intellect that year, and then I won the crown. It was nerve-wracking. I didn't expect it. And then we participated in the Rio de Janeiro, the carnival. That was more exciting than the pageant, to be honest. But yeah, it was a nice experience.
People can talk about that.
Yeah, it was good, and I remember that for my cultural presentation, I used a song from Andy Palacio, "Viva el Caribe." Viva el Caribe, yeah, very danceable. So I came into the stage dancing that song from Andy Palacio, who was also a very good friend.
Yeah, Andy was a good friend. Yeah.
Yes. We were very close, and so I always got his permission to use his music on stage.
All right. So you all this happened. You came back to Belize now, right? To live. When did you come back to Belize to actually live and not move away again?
I resigned from my position that I had with Mr. Ralph in 2000. I went back to the States, and then I came back in 2001 and got married to my husband. Okay. And I told him we better do it quick before something changes.
Wow. How did you meet him? And maybe you might want to talk a bit about him.
Actually, Jaime and I met when we were about 5 years old in school.
Oh, yeah?
And we were very good friends. I had the biggest crush on him in high school, but I wasn't allowed to have boyfriends in high school. My parents were very strict. So he dated every other girl except me. Mm-hmm. So when he asked, when we met after college, and then he asked me to marry him, nobody would believe it. Nobody would believe it. In fact, I think when I sent the invitation to Joe, he said, "Are you sure you're not pulling my leg?" But everybody came anyway, I think, to make sure that I did get married. And now we have 4 children.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was how many years ago?
Man, that was 23 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still going strong.
Still going strong.
Which is good. I saw him working behind the bar just so.
Yeah, he's supported everything that I have done. All my ventures, he's been there to support me, so I can't complain.
Okay. Now, then you became a political activist. So maybe we could, when you came back home, maybe you could walk me through that whole process.
Well, I became an environmental activist before I got into
okay.
politics.
Yeah.
I served, if you remember, on the first years of APAMO, I was your spokesperson along with Yvette. And I sat on the board for FCD for many years with the Chicky Bowl. And I believe that is what exposed me to a lot of the flaws that we see in our country, and also getting involved in business directly, the bureaucracy that shouldn't be, just a lot of things that can be fixed. And I decided we need to raise our voices and we need to start talking. Little did I know that me talking was gonna get me a lot of friends and a lot of enemies. I focus on the friends mostly, but it's rough. And as a woman, to get involved in the political field, it's not easy. It's not romantic. It's not romantic at all. But then here we are, still fighting.
The spark.
The spark. That was the spark. I applied to run for the People's United Party in 2011, and I didn't know how dirty conventions could be. I was very naive. I was very young, very naive. I learned really quick, and then I stepped away from the People's United Party because I realized I couldn't make the change that I wanted to see in the party and in the country. And in 2013, we attempted to form the Belize People's Front after Dong Hector and I had spoken to Mr. Price. And he told me something that inspired, well, he didn't tell me, he told Mr. Hector, but I was there. And it inspired me deeply. He said, the country needs a second revolution of justice and prosperity.
Yeah, he always said that.
Yes, and Dong Hector and I looked at each other. We came back to Cayo, and then Dong Hector said, I will sleep on it, and we talk tomorrow. And he came to my office, and he said, what are we going to do? I said, well, we have to do our own. I'm going to push with the party. We pushed, and they allowed us to run the election in 2020. Until then. In 2020, they told us they were going to allow us. We're in the middle of COVID, and I advised my executive not to contest that election. That was going to be political suicide. But they wanted to get their feet wet, and I said, okay, we go for it. So we went in and, of course, lost the election. We couldn't campaign. We couldn't go out. It was in the middle of a pandemic. It was a hard, yes, it was a hard time. But we survived, and I think the fact that we could have had 17 candidates was something huge for a third party. We lost only 2 of those candidates to the UDP. They took over 2 of our candidates, and that's fine. It's all in the game. But we remain strong. We remain together. I decided not to contest the past election because simply third parties were not ready, and we were no different. We were not ready. I have focused on training, so a lot of our people are getting trained. We continue doing training, and when we're ready, I think we will be ready in 2030. But
in your mind, how important it is for a country to have a viable third party?
I think that's the heart of democracy. It's the heart of democracy, and people and the other political parties should not look at third parties as the enemy and the way they do right now. We should be partners in democracy. I do have to commend Mr. Briceño because he was the first prime minister to actually take the third parties into consideration after a lot of pushing and tugging, but he gave us a seat in the PCC. And that was very, very important for third parties, for democracy in our country. So I must commend him that he did that. But it is important. Without a third party, without alternative, we get stuck in the tug of war of the two. the way many other countries have, but we don't have options because having just two parties, you go here, you go there, and like we have seen, they do the same, and then you stay in that rut, and then one pressure the next, the other pressure the other one. When they come in, they do away with public servants that may be very qualified. You have to start projects over. It's a mess. I would actually never want to see my party, and some people in my party hate when I say this, Chief, but I would never want to see my party win an election by a landslide, not now and not ever. I really believe that what we need for true democracy is a coalition government where we hold each other accountable. Because when you have, like what we're seeing right now, such a huge majority, it's a monster. And then what we have is a dictatorship by default. Now, understand me, not because they want to be a dictator, but it's by default because we let that happen. Yeah. And I'm as guilty as every other alternative party that we didn't contest and we allowed it to happen. But it's dangerous.
No, there are several movements, other political movements in our country. I can think of the Toledo District and other areas where third parties have sprung up here and there. But for some reason, the traction, they can't take they'll get that traction. Could it be because of a lack of unity? What if all these third parties or these other factions that spring up, including your party, will come together and find a common ground? Do you think that would ever happen and make so that the third party can be viable?
I believe that the difference is that third parties have sprung up because of emotions. Because we see what is going wrong and we get emotional and we say, oh, we're going to fight this. And so passion and emotion, and that's good to a certain extent, but it won't keep you alive. It won't keep you alive. With the Belize People's Front, it has been years of thinking. We didn't just spring up and it's not emotional. And we stick to our ideology. And I believe that is something lacking, not only in the third parties, but in the two major parties as well. They don't have an ideology. They don't have an identity. Sometimes we see, like we saw Mr. Barrow doing the pantry program, then they were supposed to be the capitalists, the right-wing party, and then we saw the PUP come in and they took away the social safety nets of our country, and they're supposed to be the Socialist Party. So it gets confusing because they don't stick to ideology. And I believe that is where the Belize People's Front is different. And although we didn't contest because it is strategy. It is important for our people to have viable candidates that know what they're talking about and stand on ideology. So I've had the task to teach them the ideology of the left, the ideology of the BPF, and get them prepared to be able to respond and to fall in love with that ideology.
What's the ideology of the party that we are talking about? What ideology are you referring to?
We are left-wing, we are progressive, and we are socialists.
Left-wing?
Progressive. Socialists.
Now, when people hear left-wing, progressive, and socialist, they might not fully understand what you mean by those terms. Left-wing, progressive, and socialist. Maybe you can expand on each one of those points a bit.
Sure. We're pro-labor. We believe in the bottoms-up system. We believe that government should start to invest in the bottom with the poor and the working class, and that the economy should rise from there. We believe that decisions that are made in the country are supposed to come to the community level first before they go to the top. The way Belize is set up right now is a pyramid economy where the majority of the assets and opportunities are at the top. And it's only maybe about 60 families that control that top. And that puts a strain on the foundations of our country. And that is why I believe, my humble opinion, is we're seeing all of the level of crime. We're seeing poverty rise. The cost of living is heavy because it's on the poor. And believe it or not, the taxation and everything, it is the poor paying it. The rich is not paying it. Now, I'm not saying that my party believes that we should do anything against the rich. The rich has their place in society and they're important because they're the creators of jobs and all of that. So we have to respect that and work with them with that. But government needs to start investing from the bottom to rise it up. We can't continue to wait for the crumbs of the rich to trickle. It is not working.
You reminded me just now something I heard the Right Honorable George Price say. Not that the rich should have less, but that the poor should have more. You want to comment on that?
That is exactly true, and that is the reason I had previously joined the People's United Party, because of the ideology that Mr. Price had and he lived with. He lived his ideology, and that is the quality of leaders that we want to see. But sadly, they have lost their way. They have forgotten that the poor needs more. And we need to maintain the rich because, like I said, they provide the jobs and we need them to do well. But we can't forget that the poor needs an extra hand from the government. And we're not seeing that. Like, when I ventured into business and I see, we bring in products from the border chief. We pay the tax. The importers pay tax, and they charge a tax to the retailers, and then the retailers add another tax. So by the time it gets to the consumers, we're paying 3 times the amount, and we're supposed to be paying just 1. So people don't realize that. The other thing that moves me to want to fix things politically in Belize is that we've lost our food sovereignty in this country, and that is detrimental to the working class. When my grandfather migrated here, he didn't bank his money in Lebanon or any other country. He didn't go to vacation in any other country. He lived here. The only time he ever left Belize after he adopted Belize was for medical attention that we didn't have here. He died and was buried here. And that is the difference. That's the kind of people that we want to come into a country that will adopt Belize, fall in love with Belize, and reinvest in Belize. A lot of these people bank abroad, they vacation abroad, and so it's a disservice to the country.
Now, in our country, we have never had a female prime minister, for argument's sake. And women in politics, while they were there from the beginning, like the Honorable Gwendolyn Lizarraga, who was there from the beginning, we have not seen many women becoming active politically as representatives of the people. You are one of the aspiring women to represent our people. Talk to me about women in politics and how you feel about the whole scenario.
Well, in our party, we do have a mandate of 50% women. I know the call was for 30%, but I truly believe that women have a lot to offer, not just Belize, but the world. We're very good at management. We're very good at time management, multitasking, things like that you need in leadership. But more than all, we lead with the heart. And people might say, when you listen to people that are on the other side of the spectrum, they would say that is emotion. But emotion is also important in politics, because if you rise so high above, the bottom will get foggy. You have to stay to the bottom, and you have to lead with your heart, because you have to feel the pulse of the people. You have to know the struggles to be able to represent a population. And the mass population is a working class. If we don't feel for them, and men brag that they're not so emotional and they're stronger and they're not as emotional, well, it takes strength to recognize your emotions and to act on it. But we also have a level of intelligence. We've showed it. Women have worked behind the scenes as of lately for the male politicians. But politics has gotten so dirty that it scares women. I mean, the first attack they give you sweetheart. They give me about 10 and already, But it's just that all the training that we get the whip training, which is very, very good training. But what the trainings don't do in all the women in politics training is they tell you what you need to do, but they don't tell you how to do it. And the main point is the fundraising. The fundraising, while women have to work and invest their money in their children, education, which is so expensive. I can tell you I have 4. And then you're dealing with the negative attacks. It's hard when they call you names and your children are listening, your husband is listening to how many lovers they give you, and that's the way they disenfranchise women. For me, none of that phases me. Like I tell you, my husband, we've known each other since we're 5 years old. There's nothing I can do or not do that he wouldn't know. If you tell him something about me, he can tell you immediately if I did it or not and why. And that kind of relationship, the strengthening of the family is important when you're going to get into politics. But it is definitely not easy, and you have to have a thick skin for it.
When we come back, Marin shares her vision of Belize and also what piqued her interest in ostriches. We take a break to hear from our partners, the Barry, Silkgrass Farms, Del Martin, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
Me. But guess what? All are we the one.
Debari is your one-stop store of choice. We have an array of electronics and accessories to keep you connected. Your home will be the envy of your friends when you choose from a wide variety of household appliances. We can help you dress the entire family in style and comfort with our selection of clothing and footwear. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, Belmopan, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari, get more, pay less.
Orange Walk, the future is brighter. Since Kevin Bernard became your representative, progress has never stopped, with Plan Belize 2.0 leading the way. In Palmar, 2 main roads have been paved. The main road that passes through Tower Hill Village has been paved, connecting our community. In Tan Pine Ridge, the entire road has been paved, a major step forward. And every month, new roads are being paved in Orange Walk East. Kevin Bernard is committed to building a stronger Orange Walk East, one road at a time. Together, we're moving forward. Kevin is the people's champion.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.
As an aspiring leader of our country, you're already a leader in where your party is concerned, but you aspire to lead the country at a higher level. What would be your vision for Belize? Let's say you are successful at some time or the other. What is your vision? What Belize do you envision creating?
Wow, I envision a Belize that is first of all safe. Again, I'll tell you a little story. I remember when I left Belize after high school, we used to hang out downtown. And we used to play top and play marble and hang out and just talk to friends. Good old days. But when I came back only maybe 5 years later, and we attempted to hang out down on Burns Avenue, the police came and chased us and told us we were loitering. Now, we didn't know what in the world was loitering. I believe that from then on we started creating criminals. We started believing that young people that were hanging out was criminals. We criminalized them, locked them up. I got taken to the police station for loitering, and I think I was a decent young person along with all the other boys and girls that were with me. And so I think the system created that in our young people. And then when we had the deportation of gangs into Belize, but I think that we have treated crime first as a business and tried to negotiate, and then we treat it as a sickness. I believe that crime is a sin. It needs to be punished, simple as that. It needs to be punished, and I long for a Belize that is safe again, where I can have my kids and your kids, your grandkids, go and canoe on a river on their own, and we don't need to worry. They can go to a discotheque, and we don't need to worry if they're coming back home. That is the primary thing that I need to see in Belize, but also a Belize where government creates demand for entrepreneurs, where we don't have to depend so heavily on grants to survive, on handouts, where if government creates a demand, like we have a good law that says that they need to procure 20% of local produce, where it's nice on paper. We need a government that actually does that, a government that actually invests in our entrepreneurs. I want to see industries built. If I was walking in the shoes of the Prime Minister, I would have read our mining report, because that mining report is a treasure, and I've asked several politicians if they have read it. It's just too long for them to read. Well, I read it, and I fell in love with Belize all over again, because the opportunities that we have in that mining report, intelligent leader of a country would look at that and create industry from that, and not just open for investors that want to come in and create competition for our young entrepreneurs. We want to invite investors that will come and invest in the industry that we want to promote. It's the flip of the coin. Foreign investment is good, but it is only good when we guide it. We don't go to what they want to do out there. We don't follow what the IMF wants us to do. We follow what we need in this country. And that is the type of leader that I long to be. A leader that will look at what the assets that we have and what is worth venturing into, what is not. And that will help us to help our people to grow, to create industry. It will also help us to protect the future, because some of those investments that come in are detrimental to our environment. And if we allow that, we will lose the future. Where we're making money now, it's not just about now, it's about the future. And Chief, I always tell my kids this. My kids ask me, why do you do that? Why do you get involved? Why do you have to speak? You could just leave those people alone, worry about your business. All of this thing I hear from some of my children, not all of them. And I explain to them the reason I'm fighting is because my parents didn't fight, because my parents accepted things the way they were. And I don't want to leave this world with our country in the mess it is for my children to deal with it. I love them too much. I love the children of Belize too much to leave that in their hands. We're leaving them debt. We're leaving them very, very fragile environment. We're leaving them a mess to deal with. And although I have all confidence that the young people of Belize can navigate it, it's not fair. It's not fair for us to sit and let things go to waste, let our country go to waste, and leave it for them to fix it. That's not fair, because it's not their mess they created. And that is why I want to get involved in politics. That is why I want to be in authority where we can fix these things. It is not fair to see how much of our black youths are in jail, Why? I really believe that some of them don't belong there, that some of them have potential and they're there for silly reasons that we could, for example, if a young person does something wrong, a crime, a misdemeanor, don't put them in jail, put them to do community service. Or bring them out from the ones that are in jail. Let them go build houses for elderly people. There are a lot of elderly people that need. Start the community service. I believe so much in volunteering. And even if we have to push them in the beginning, that's the kind of country I want to live in. A safe country where we are our brother's keeper and where our government invests in us first.
Now, Nancy, we are in Georgeville. And the name of your place here in Georgeville is Ostrich. Did I pronounce it correctly?
The restaurant is Volstrus.
Volstrus. Avestrus. Avestrus is an ostrich.
Yes.
Right? So Volstrus, I think, has something to do with an ostrich, right?
Volstrus means large ostrich in Afrikaans.
Ostrich in Afrikaans. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because when you tell me in Spanish, avestruz, I understand what you're...
Sounds similar.
And you say boisterous, you know, it sort of... Rings a bell. When did you become interested in rearing ostrich?
Well, when I was a little girl, my grandfather used to tell me lots of stories about where he comes from and the countries he's traveled. And one day, I think I was about 8 years old, he got to the ostrich and he was telling me about this giant bird, you know, largest bird in the world. And I said, Grandpa, I want an ostrich. And he said, well, you can't have an ostrich. They don't live in Belize. They're all the way in Africa. I said, I don't care. I want an ostrich. And so through my...
And you never get your ostrich at that age, right?
I didn't get it at that age, but I asked for the moon and I didn't get the moon either. But as I grew up, I remember one time I was living in LA and we were going to Palm Springs, and just before we hit the turnoff, I saw a sign that said Ostrich Farm, and they said volunteers wanted. And I told my friends, stop here, I'm not going to any spa, I'm going to the farm. Okay. So I went and immediately signed up. I volunteered there, and I used to go there for my summers and volunteer there and learn about the ostrich, and they were so fascinating. And I tasted the meat. It was delicious, and I was told it was the healthiest red meat in the world. Still is. I just fell in love with it, and I dreamt of the day when I could have it in Belize. But when COVID hit, I had moved my family to live on the farm because I didn't want the children to be cooped up inside the house. And I saw what was happening in China and all the other countries.
So the farm, that's where we are seated right now?
Where we are right now. So we came to the farm and I said, we'll start planting because this thing is going to be long. And they said, nah, it's just going to be a few weeks. Well, we ended up staying here the better part of 3 years. And so I reapplied, because I had applied years before, and I was told that they couldn't give me a license to import ostrich. And I had left it for a while, so I reapplied, and they said no. But this time I decided the way the things are going in the world, the beef industry is nosediving. It still is. And I said, Belize needs another option. We need food security and we need variety. And I didn't let go of it. And so then somebody was selling ostriches, and I decided I'm going to buy ostrich and I'm going to start. And I pushed for it. It was a struggle, an interesting fight, one of my better fights. And I think I have won. We have managed to produce ostriches on the farm in the incubators. It's been a learning curve, but we've butchered so far 8 ostriches that were hatched in Belize, Belizean ostriches. Yes. And we create all kinds of product, the value added, as you guys saw.
When I came in, I saw some products there: ostrich eggs, shells, ostrich oil. I want you to walk me through that in detail.
I will. So the ostrich is very viable. You can use every part of the ostrich. You eat the meat. You can produce the leather from the skin. You do bags, shoes, hats, everything from the ostrich leather. No, this isn't ostrich.
That's why I looked at your hat. You always did like that.
My old hat is ostrich. My husband tore it. Long story. We won't get into that one. But the gold of the ostrich is the oil. They call it the white gold. So we get it from the fat of the ostrich, and it is anti-wrinkle. It removes stains from your skin. So that is what's keeping me young, Chief. You know, see how I look young, so?
Yeah, you look like a good one from Mrs. Stella Moore again.
Well, you set it up, Chief. Set it up. Set it up. Yes, so there's a lot. We even do salad dressings from the ostrich. We do a pain balm for arthritis and stuff like that. So that's a lot. It's a lot of work, but you know, I enjoy every second of it.
Now let's look at the business part of it, the cost effectiveness of rearing ostriches in Belize. Right. How does that work out? How much does an ostrich cost to get here? And is it something viable, even though you get all this stuff from it?
The ostrich shouldn't be that expensive. It's cheaper than a good breed horse. We should be paying about $2,000 in Belize, landed in Belize. The bureaucracy makes it a little more expensive, but it is cheaper to raise an ostrich than a cow. And for an ostrich, you can start butchering at between 8 to 14 months is the butchering time for an ostrich. A cow, you have to wait years. An ostrich will lay 50 to 70 eggs per year. Even if you get 50% live, for a cattle, they will get one, maybe if you're lucky, 2 offsprings per year when you're getting about 25 to 50 from an ostrich. So it is very, very viable and it's very economic to raise. They don't suffer from any much sicknesses. They're the animal with the strongest immune system in the world. One time the ostrich got a slit on the throat, a big cut. And my husband got scared and came to me, man, he said, we're going to lose that ostrich. I said, no, give it 24 hours, it's going to heal itself. All we did was wash it. We washed the womb and we sprayed the purple spray on it so that it wouldn't get infected. And the following day, it looked like a scratch. Nothing much. We give it nothing. The water, we change the water every couple of days. The feed, it likes alfalfa more, but we've been able to substitute here with moringa, with nasadero, with mulberry. We give it a lot of greens. It likes ground food. It likes a little bit of corn. So it's very easy, very, very cheap to raise an ostrich.
Okay. So it makes it economically viable. So do you see this being expanded throughout the country, that more ostriches being raised in our country?
That's my hope.
Ostrich farms?
That's my hope, and that's why I'm investing a lot in the incubation center. And we got a small grant from Beltrade to help us along our way for the incubation, because I want other farmers to be able to raise it. I want it. The only way we will get export ready is if other farmers come in. I can't do it alone.
Yes. Now they lay eggs, right? And fairly large eggs.
Very large.
Are those eggs edible?
They are edible and they're very, very nice. They're very nice. The yolk tastes like if you added butter in it. Very nice, Chief.
You will I be able to sample a little bit of that, or?
Not the eggs right now because they're not laying this month. But you will be able to sample the meat.
I'm looking forward to that because, you know, one would think of ostriches, but in all honesty, they don't think of them as having so much to offer, like the meat, for example. How many pounds of meat would you get roughly from a single adult ostrich?
It depends on the age. If we butcher at 8 months, we get about 75 to 80 pounds. But if we wait the 14 months, we will get about 175 pounds. So it's that much difference.
In 14 months?
In 14 months. And that is edible meat. I mean, they grind meat, the steak, we get fan steak, we get sirloin. And then we also do kebabs. So the small parts, we chop it up in cubes and we do kebabs with it.
Now we know about pork meat, about beef and chicken. How does the ostrich meat compare to all of this?
It's a red meat. It's a red meat, which is why I was saying that we really need to certify it in Belize as livestock and not as poultry. It's not poultry.
Okay.
It doesn't pose a threat to the poultry industry. It is livestock, and it is a red meat. If you like beef, you're gonna fall in love with ostrich. Okay. It tastes, the flavor is beef, but it's softer. It's a very lean meat, so it is very healthy. In fact, a lot of doctors recommend ostrich for people that suffer diabetes, hypertension, where they can't eat red meat, they can eat ostrich.
So you say you are cooking ostrich today, and you're going to share some of that with me?
I'm going to share some of that with you so you get to taste the ostrich that they achieve.
Well, I would like to do that. I'm feeling hungry right now because it's around midday.
Yes.
And so I would enjoy some ostrich meat. I must confess, I've never had it before.
Well, it's coming up. I think it's coming up. The kitchen is bringing it right now to us, Chief. I think you are going to love it. You're going to love it. I have stopped eating beef totally. I eat ostrich.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you have ostrich, you freeze the meat and you have frozen meat available here?
We can sell the meat, and at the restaurant you can buy the raw meat and you can get the ostrich.
Okay. Oh, so this is the ostrich meat here.
Ostrich meat. Let's turn the meat towards Chief.
All right. And this is your husband, right?
This is my husband.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Nice to
she
meet
said
you.
she met you when you we all were 5 years old.
Yes, we grew up.
What's your story on all of this?
Well, we grew up in the same village, the same town, and went to same school, and we knew each other. And I started looking at her and checking her out as she became prettier and prettier. My eyes couldn't deny.
So, and you supported her throughout her whole political career and what have you?
Absolutely. What we say here is that she imagines it and she envisions it, and then we make sure that we're on the ground ready to support and make it happen and all the technical stuff.
So you are the wind beneath her wings. Is that a good way of putting it, or not? That might.
That was actually a very romantic way to put it. I hope I can take that one from you. Yes, I guess you could say that. But yeah, we're happy to always move in projects. It's never a dull day. There's always something to look forward to and big projects. So.
But this ostrich, it looks like beef, like Nancy was telling
Absolutely.
me. Absolutely. How do you go about cooking this particular meal that we're going to enjoy now?
It's a red meat, but I'll leave that up to the expert, the culinary expert.
Okay, culinary expert.
Yes.
Well, thanks. I'm looking forward to enjoying this. All right. All the best and good meeting you.
Pleasure.
All right. So Nancy, how you cook this?
You actually cook it exactly like a beef. We don't marinate. We season it at the time, and it's really only salt, black pepper. We clean it with lime, and then we just add salt and black pepper to it. Mm. So what you're gonna taste it. You have to dig in.
My first taste of ostrich.
Dig right in and let us know what you think.
Very good. You say you have meat to sell, right?
Yes.
I will take home a few pounds or so and try it home, right? Because it's good stuff.
It is good
Yeah.
stuff. It's healthy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Never had it before. Nancy, that was delicious. I enjoyed it. It was a great experience for me. Like I told you, it's the first time I'm having ostrich meat. First time in my life, right? And I must say I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. But I also noticed that you have a menu here. That means you serve it here. Right? Tell me about the restaurant and the services you offer here at the restaurant.
The restaurant, it's a farm-to-table restaurant, so everything you see on that menu is produced on the farm. We produce all of our meats, everything, the lamb, the ostrich, some of the vegetarian dishes. And on occasion, we do quails, partridges. At Christmas, we usually do the partridges. But yeah, everything you see there is produced on the farm, and they're inspired by my cookbook.
You have a full-fledged restaurant here.
Full-fledged restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, full-fledged. You can come for breakfast, lunch, brunch, and we're here. We don't open at night, but we're here from 9 to 5.
9 to 5 every day, including Sundays?
We're here from Tuesday to Sunday. We close on Mondays.
And this, the list of the meats you would sell.
That's the list of meats and some products, because we also package the hummus, labne, bagels. We do our own jams and stuff like that from fruits that we get from the farm.
Very creative. Yeah, I must need to congratulate you and your family for coming up with this. You know, the menu the appearance is unique. The food is different, you know. Yeah. So thank you so much for feeding me today with my first meal of ostrich.
You're very welcome. I am happy that you liked it. It is very, very healthy meat, very lean. And we're waiting to see what more Belizeans will say. So far, the customers that we've had are repeat customers, and they enjoy. Their favorite is the ostrich burger.
Now, since you're enjoying ostrich meat, let's go on. Do you have some of the birds that we can actually see?
You can see. We do have the birds that you can see. They're a little bit taller than you. I know you don't get that often, Chief, because you're pretty tall. These birds are taller than you. I'm sure you'll enjoy them.
Will you take me there so I can see the ostriches?
You can pet them, and you can pet them, and you can feed them.
Well, let's experiment and see what we see.
In our final segment, we take a tour of the farm to see the ostriches, and Marin highlighted some of the value-added products. We step aside to hear from our partners, the Barry, Silkgrass Farms, Del Martin, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean?
The Barry is your one-stop store of choice. We have an array of electronics and accessories to keep you connected. Your home will be the envy of your friends when you choose from a wide variety of household appliances. We can help you dress the entire family in style and comfort with our selection of clothing and footwear. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, Belmopan, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari, get more, pay less.
Introducing Silkgrass Farms cold pressed juices, 100% natural with zero additives, no added sugar, made only from the freshest fruits. Silkgrass Farms, pure, fresh, sustainable.
Well, my name is Wilson Perez, better known as Chato. I'm the organizer and the president of the New Horizons Sporting Club. In 2022, we had the award and the sponsorship, full sponsorship from the Minister of Health. And now it is the 4th year that he is year after year sponsoring the tournament, and then it is something that has facilitated and eased the job for me, so that I could have a easier and tournament and organizing when it comes to the Mundialito, which is a tournament that exists for the 22 years in Orange Walk, being the oldest district with the tournament. From that is a tournament that we do to keep kids off the streets, to help them, to keep them in positive activities. We have to give credit where it's due, and we have to applaud and thank these people who do the initiative, have the initiative, and help the people and the youths to grow in whatever skills they have.
Celebration time. you and me than me. But guess what? All are we the one.
What's here, right?
All of these spots here.
What is it?
That is lemon thyme.
What does this lemon thyme do?
It's a lime that you can eat the skin. You can eat the skin of it.
I can eat this just like it is?
Yes, you can eat it just like it is. Yes.
Just eat
Yes,
it?
just eat it. Just eat it. It's sour because it's lime, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, but and it grows any bigger than this?
And that's it. That's as big as it grows, yeah.
And it's a lime.
And it's a lime. It make good juice, but you could blend it all up together.
With the skin and everything.
We do 3 different limes on the farm. We do this lime. We do the Australian lime that they call, in Mexico, they call it tequileras because they use it for tequilas.
Okay.
And then we have the caviar lime, finger limes, also
That's
from
the finger
Australia.
lime.
That's the finger lime, like this one. They call it the caviar of lime because when you squeeze it, it looks like caviar. It comes out, it's not like that lime.
Like this one. Okay.
It looks like a finger, and then when you squeeze it, it's caviar.
No, so where did you pick up all that? Where did you pick up all this?
We have to walk out of competition, Chief. I don't have the kind of money to compete, so I have to compete with intelligence and creativity.
Yeah. And you tell me I can eat this lime,
You can
plus
eat
put this
that
lime
lime
in
just
my mouth
like
just
that.
like this?
Just like that.
Huh. Let me...
It's sour, so yeah, make up your face, but don't worry about it.
You think I should try it?
Try it. Try it.
I can try it.
Bite right in.
That's the seed. Chew the skin too?
You chew the skin too? It's sour.
Yeah, but it got a nice effect for your throat. No?
Yeah,
Reduce.
when you got sore throat and so. You to try all kind of new things to
New
the Chief.
thing. So do the skin.
You swallow it, you chew it and swallow it.
Serious?
Yeah.
I'm not going to just channel.
No. That's healthy for you.
Okay.
We're at Bonneville. So we Bonneville. This is Bonneville. We grow 3 different breeds of rabbit. We do the Flemish Giant, which is the largest. He's bringing one right now for us.
Flemish Giant?
The French Lap and the lion heads.
What kind of rabbit is this one?
This is a Flemish Giant.
Flemish Giant? I could touch it.
Yes, please do.
Hi, Flemish Giant. It's a huge, a big one.
Yeah, she's a big one. She's a beautiful one.
Don't they sense that you're not disturbing them, or that you won't?
They're very tame. They love people. Some of them love to be held. Except when they're having young ones, then we just leave them alone. So we don't interfere with the boxes too much.
Okay.
But she's good.
Flemish rabbit.
Flemish Giant.
Flemish Giant. Okay.
She's got some more to grow too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So how big will she grow then?
Maybe about another foot.
It's a big rabbit.
Yeah.
A very big rabbit.
All right.
What's this little goat doing here?
She's accompanying us. Dolly.
Dolly seems quite friendly.
Dolly is very friendly. She loves when we have kids and they can play with her.
Okay. Dolly. But I guess if Dolly gets angry, Dolly would charge, right?
I've never seen her angry, but yes. We don't serve pork. Those pigs are very, very friendly, very smart. We don't serve the pigs and we don't serve the rabbits because my daughter said she would divorce me.
Oh yeah?
If I do, my youngest.
So no pigs, no pork, rabbit. No rabbit meat.
Yep. That's
but
it.
Goat
there.
And
sheep.
Ostrich.
Quail. Partridges.
All right. And so we're entering Ostrichville. What do you call this one?
This is the incubation center.
Incubation?
Still, yeah.
Well,
looking if you want to, but we're still working on it.
Now I see something here, the remains of an old railroad.
Yes.
A piece of an old railroad train.
Those are things we find when we're working the land.
Because this shows that this land was once used for hauling out mahogany, for sure. Because if you'd find this here, it would be a mahogany cart that this would be a train was operating in this area. For you to find that, you had to have a train. Very historic area.
There's not much to see in here.
What's that, Nancy?
Those we're using as storerooms right now, so they're pretty ugly outside, but these are earth bag construction. Remember, my husband is an eco-architect, so he builds these with earth bags. He had actually gone to Haiti to build an orphanage in Haiti with all earth bag, and he's still standing after all the earthquakes and everything. He volunteered to do that. He also helped the guys at Harmonyville to build with earth bag. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's done his share of social social work.
And this is
This is what will be the incubation.
right. And this is made of
Earth bag as well, yeah.
Earth bag,
Everything is earth bag back here.
Ostrichville. Oh, these are the quails.
Those are quails, the Japanese jumbo quails. We have some sea brights just for show in there.
Can we look at the
Pheasants.
quails on our way?
Yes, we can look at the quails. And then, if you're a biblical person, you would like to see the fantail dove.
Where is that?
They say that's the dove from Noah's Ark. That's what the story says.
That's the story, yeah. Oh, so these are fantail doves.
These are fantail dove.
Okay.
They're beautiful when they
I could
open
see
their
why they
wings,
call them
yeah.
fantail. Look at that one there. So these are used for weddings.
These are used for weddings. Yeah.
And it's the one that the Bible says Noah let out.
Noah let out.
Of the ark.
Yep.
Fantail dove. And who is this here?
These are some silver pheasants. They're just getting their tail. There's some young ones. We don't eat those either. It's just for show, so children can come and learn the different types of birds.
Okay, and these are the quails, you said, huh?
No, those are
What?
sea brights.
Sea bright.
Yeah.
What are
Golden sea brights and the chickens, miniature chickens,
the-
and
oh, the
silver.
mini chickens.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And these are the quails.
Oh, these are the quails, yeah. Okay, so the sheep.
Those are the sheep that we use for the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you supply your own mutton and everything.
We supply our own meats with that.
Good. Crab, well, I guess when they get ripe, they're supposed to be nice.
Yes. The red ones.
And here are our friends. They have names.
This female.
So
And
this
then
is the female here.
These are the two original. These are the two originals that we got.
Which one? This one?
This one and the male.
And the male.
male is the one with the beautiful black feathers.
Okay.
And then the little one, she's a juvenile. That is Belizean. That's a full Belizean
I believe they're not
hatch
sure.
right here.
Is that fully matured yet, or?
She is 1 year old.
Okay, so because
Yeah.
you can see it's a bit shorter than
It's a bit
than-
shorter,
than
yeah.
the others.
They're fully matured when they're 2 years old. And that's when they start trying to mate and produce eggs for us. But by the time they're 3, then we get fertile eggs.
Okay. Now, one would say that an ostrich, when it feels threatened, would attack.
The first thing an ostrich will do if it feels threatened is run away.
Run away. Okay.
It will only attack if it has no other choice. You know, but sometimes us humans, we do silly things. Like when Nikki was younger, I went into the enclosure, I think she was like 6 months old, to draw blood for vets to check their health. And I didn't separate her. So the male came and kicked me on my ribs, broke my ribs. Yeah.
They would kick with.
They kick with that.
That's some big foot, man.
That is some big foot.
And big toenails too.
And the kick hurt, trust me.
I wouldn't want to experience that. But would they use their beak to bite or something?
Their beak is the
bite?
weakest part of the ostrich.
Oh, yeah?
So where they will pick on you, but they won't hurt you.
Oh yeah?
They won't hurt you.
I don't think I really want to find out though.
But you're gonna feed the ostrich, right? You're gonna put
Oh,
a
yeah?
helmet. We have a helmet. Jerry's gonna bring the helmet.
All of that I'll do?
All of that you will do today.
Serious? You are telling me that with this feed on my head, I must stand up there.
Yes.
And what will these big birds do?
They will come and they will pick from it.
And this is the way you feed them?
No, this is the way only you have.
Only me feed them, so? And what will happen?
Turn around.
Oh, turn around? Oh.
But go closer.
Closer? And what's happening there?
Lift your head.
I feel like bop, bop. I'm being hit in the head. Boom, boom. That's strong, man.
They're strong.
Yeah. How much are they eating out of my head? Because I'm not seeing them.
There were 3 of them a while ago. Right now it's 2.
Okay. So that means we are friends now?
And we're friends now.
Uh-huh.
Now you could put your arm like that, like that.
What?
Pick you.
You tell me to put my arms out so they can pick me? What? Aye. That was a hard one.
That was the male.
Oh, the meal. All right. I finished now?
It's finished. Yes,
All right.
finished.
Nancy, I have to commend you for your creativity because in putting all this together, I can see a whole lot of creativity went into it, a whole lot of imagination and innovation, which means that you charted a path that we hope others can follow.
As the biggest asset of humankind is innovation, creation, and imagination.
Yeah, that's for
Yes.
sure. So we saw the raw product, we saw the doves, the quails, we saw the ostrich, the sheep, the goats, the rabbits, and what have you. And you say all of these serve to make some products that are value added, right? That you
We
use
start
them
from
for
the
value.
chairs. We use the sheep skin. These are cow hide, but those are
Cowhide.
sheep skin.
Sheepskin,
Yeah.
everything organic. And I would suspect that these tables are made from wood on your farm. Yeah.
Everything harvested.
Everything
here.
harvested, yes. And this is your value added section here.
This is our value added section. We made the lamps. These are dusters.
Dusters with what
Yeah.
feathers are these?
These are ostrich feathers.
Ostrich feathers?
These are ostrich
you-
feathers. Yeah. Make the big
Nice.
one, the small little ones too. Pens.
Well, pens. So, hey, this will look nice on my desk.
Yes.
You know, sign a document.
You have a carrot. You have a carrot one today.
Yeah, with an ostrich.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we do carvings with the eggs.
So these are
as you can
actual
see.
eggs?
These are actual eggs. This one is actually the largest we got this year. This was 4 pounds.
Uh-huh.
So
4
beautiful
pounds.
carving.
One egg weighing 4 pounds.
Yes, and we use artisan in San Ignacio, Miss Melanie Osha. She's doing all the artwork for us with the eggs.
Wow. And what happens to what was inside the egg? What happened to what was inside the egg? Do you serve that on your menu?
We ate it.
You ate it? Oh,
Yes.
it's good to eat
We
too.
ate it. It's good to eat.
Uh-huh.
Delicious.
This is an egg, how it looks when it...
We just put a hole at the bottom and take out the stuff. This is one of the smaller ones. But you can tell when an ostrich is healthy because the eggs will come like this. It will look like if you wax it. This is
Okay.
natural. We don't do anything
So this
but...
is not polished?
No polish, nothing. All we do is wash it with soap and water, and this is what it looks like. When the ostrich is not healthy, it's looking chalky.
And these are available for sale here?
There's everything that we produce at the farm we have for sale.
What happens in these
Here.
bottles here?
Oh, these bottles are just some merch that we promote the farm, the eco park. These are crystals inside, and they have a box that tells you what the crystals are good for. So you put the water in there, and it's supposed to energize your water.
Interesting, interesting.
Yes.
And
This is the gold of the
ostrich
ostrich.
serum?
Ostrich serum. That is good for anti-wrinkle, to remove stains, sun stains, age stains from your skin. It's what's keeping me young, Chief.
And so if I use this, my face will look...
You might look as good as me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I put it in my pocket?
Put it in your pocket.
All right, it's already there, see?
Yeah, we have the face scrub as well that you use to wash your skin with. And the face scrub is made with jasmine rice and ostrich oil.
Okay. Ostrich oil and jasmine rice. Jasmine rice, what's the difference with jasmine rice and ordinary rice that we eat?
It's a completely different variety of rice grown in India, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jasmine rice. You
It gives a
came up with
different
these
aroma.
blends? Did you come up with these
I
blends on
came
your
out
own?
with the blends. I came out with the blends. I've always been a fan of natural products, of doing things naturally. And I remember reading about cosmetics, that how your pores suck in all of the chemicals and stuff, and it causes a lot of health issues. So when I started learning about ostrich and what the oil is good for, of course, when I got my ostrich, I said, well, the first one we butcher, we want to experiment. But I had learned before in the States and in Mexico.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
And these are what? Garlic butter.
Those are garlic butter.
Ostrich-based salad dressing.
Ostrich-based salad dressing. It's good for eating, and that one, I believe that one has garlic butter. We have another one with different herbs, rosemary and stuff, and then we of course have the sheep tallow. But I need to show you in here.
In here?
I need to show you one thing. We have it. We have these refrigerated.
What are those?
But this one I'll have to give you one because you have to try it. This is a lip balm.
Oh yeah?
Put your finger in there and put it on your lip.
And what will make my lip get bigger or smaller? Or?
It will make it be softer.
Serious?
Yes. Put it on. Your wife will thank me.
Oh yeah? So just do that?
Yes.
And then
Rub it on your lip. Tell me how soft you feel.
feel cool. Then I could do that again like that
Yes.
till I get enough?
Till you get enough.
Okay. Like that?
And say by putting your finger so you earn one gift.
I did.
You
Thank
could carry
you.
it with you.
I will take it, but I have to keep it in the fridge, right?
No, we just put it in there because it was too hot today.
Yeah, today it was
Because
so
we're
hot.
out in the farm, but
Yeah.
that doesn't have to be refrigerated.
Okay. And then I see a book here, awake. Awake to what? Oh, Nefretery Nancy Marin.
Yes.
Awake.
Awake.
From where? From sleeping.
Awake from slumber.
What are the contents of these?
That is more political philosophies.
Okay.
Political philosophy. But I'll have to sign one for you to take and
Yes,
read it.
I need to read this.
It's some of my deeper thoughts.
Okay.
When I'm home at night and have nothing to do, I write.
Give our Belize. Let me see if I could read this one here. Give our Belize one more chance to be free. Give Belize justice, give her prosperity, give her recompense, give her true independence. Awake and fight. Awake. Our combined futures depend on it. And that's the last page, really.
It's the last page.
So yeah, you're doing quite a lot, Nancy. I'm impressed. I'm happy that I came to see you today.
Thank you. I'm happy you came too. We don't do this too often. We should do it more.
To do it more.
Yes.
Well, I know when I'm on my way to the university once in a while, I definitely stop here.
Yes,
Because
you
I need to
stop
have
and
more
have lunch
ostrich
with
meat.
me.
Yes, and have lunch and
Yes.
enjoy some ostrich meat, right?
That's right. Enjoy. So you have to. No, this morning you tried the steak. Now you have to try other things. You have to try the ostrich bite in yogurt and the burgers. So
You
there's
see?
a lot more to try.
Okay, I noticed that. Now, the bones, ostrich bones. What do you do with the
I
bones?
don't have a sample yet because we're just starting on that. But the ostrich bones, we will make jewelry and we'll make hair combs.
So basically, nothing is thrown away. Nothing is wasted when it comes to
Nothing is
ostrich.
wasted
Nothing
with
is
the
wasted.
ostrich. Even the waste from the ostrich, we're starting to develop an organic fertilizer with that. So absolutely nothing is wasted.
Nancy, I am impressed. I almost lost for words at this point in time because I thoroughly enjoy my visit here with you, learning about your career and seeing the work you're doing, and congratulations on the wonderful work you're doing. I'm sure schools visit you, and I will hope universities would visit you.
The schools and actually some of the tertiary level schools have come, and we customize depending on their interests and their field of study.
Yeah. Anything you want to say that I did not ask you, Nancy? No, you have. No, we are.
Well, I just really, every time I get the opportunity, I like to encourage Belizeans to hold on to what you believe, to think out of the box. This country here is ours. We have, as far as for me, I have no other home but Belize. And it is up to us to make it better. Let's not wait for governments to do it for us. We can do it.
We can do it ourselves.
We can do it. We need to, like how Judge Price said, get up and work.
Wake up, Belize. Wake up and work.
Yep.
and build the nation of Belize.
And that's exactly what we're doing at the ranch. We're, in a small way, starting to build our nation again.
And in fairness to the father of the nation, we'll have to say, we unite to build a nation.
That's right.
And you know the other part, right? We keep our dollars working at home and we buy Belizean products. And these are all made in Belize and grown in Belize.
All made in Belize. And that is very important. That is the way we keep Belize alive. And we build our economy by buying Belize and by us producing.
And all of this is inspired by love, right?
By love.
And you know what we usually say, Nancy? We usually say, because I sense the love that you have for what you're doing. I sense your love for your country and for your fellow human being and, of course, for what you're doing. And the call to awake, right? So, inspired by love, we usually say it like this, Belize and beyond. Thanks for choosing love.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You that you and me that me. But guess what?